Hey, so welcome back, guys. I got a bloody surprise for you. Well, actually, it's not much of a surprise if you already looked at the title of this video, but I'm bringing you the Self-Destruct Button. I am bringing you the Yu-Gi-Oh version of the Modern Warfare 2 Tactical Nuke. That is pretty much what I'm bringing you here. And why? What was it that possessed me to create such a monstrosity? Actually, it was someone who requested it, and that's pretty much. I can't pronounce your name. It starts with an M, and it's got like an I and an R and a G in there somewhere, and a U. But yeah, so he requested it, and I was like, you know what? Sure, why not? I've never done it before, and I'm really starting to get into decks that I haven't tried before that I actually think have some potential. And honestly, I was wondering why he requested such a deck. I'm like, I'm assuming that this is for trolling purposes only and that you don't want it as a last resort type of thing. Because who would run Self-Destruct Button in any other type of deck but a deck to run Self-Destruct Button? Like, to obviously kill both opponents. Or both players, both opponents. Gosh, I hope you're not doing a 2-on-1 with this deck. But anyway, so that's what I ended up doing. And I mean, I don't normally try to make myself lose, so this was a harder deck to make than, well, by harder deck, I made it in one night, but that was pretty hard for me. I mean, I really had to base it off of, as you can see, like the template for this deck is my Yugioh deck. Obviously, I did swap out a few things, and obviously you don't see any super rejuves in here, and I'll explain why after I go through my whole spiel, my ranting and everything. But yeah, I don't normally try to make myself lose, so I was trying to think of maybe there's an alternative way to, instead of Self-Destruct Button, maybe I could make this deck win. Trying like Blasting the Runes and Life Equalizer. Nope. 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 I tried every which way, using Life Equalizer, Blasting the Runes, or Magical Explosion. There's just no way. You can't make it consistent enough. Self-Destruct Button, I actually do have consistent enough. I'd say roughly 60 to 70% of the time I will actually set off the button. I will set off the tactical nuke and blow up both of us. Which is amazing. I mean, Yugioh has a much higher consistency rating because with Super Rejuve, all you need is Yugioh in your hand and you win. This guy, unfortunately, you do have to set Self-Destruct Button and then hopefully... I mean, I guess this guy's arch enemy is a Night Beam, because obviously he can't be activated in response to a Night Beam. But yeah, so the other thing is, I actually did have, because I was thinking of this, I actually bought a card several years ago, because Merrick in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Used it. And I thought, oh, that would be a perfect card to use if I was using Super Rejuve. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot he's banned. And the reason why is I'll actually get into why I'm not running Super Rejuve. So, it does use the drag and draw engine, but just like in Yugioh, I draw a whole bunch of cards from the dragons, but the difference is, at the end phase, I would draw a whole bunch of cards, hopefully grabbing all the pieces of Yugioh, but in this deck, even if I grab Self-Destruct Button, I wouldn't be able to activate it, because the next thing that happens after I've activated all my Super Rejuves, unless I chain, I guess, a hand destruction to one of the Super Rejuves. After all that, I have to discard for hand size limit. I can't set a Self-Destruct Button. I can't activate the Self-Destruct Button. So I have to wait till next turn, and then I have to set it, and that sets me back an entire other turn. Because I couldn't activate it next turn anyway. So, the card that I was talking about is Yugioh the Destructor. He would have been perfecto. I would have removed card and put in Yugioh the Destructor. Because what would have happened is, Super Rejuve goes off. You draw 18 cards because of Super Rejuve. 6 dragons you discarded. Activated 3 Super Rejuves, that's 18. You discard for hand size limit. One of the cards you discard is Yugioh the Destructor. His effect goes off. You can now actually chain something in the end phase. And because an effect activated that was mandatory. Or, hold on, is Yugioh's effect mandatory? I don't know. I think it just says you can. But needless to say, during the turn, the owner can activate, but you can choose to activate his effect once he's been sent to the graveyard for a hand size limit. So if you send him to the graveyard because you had too many cards in your hand for Super Rejuve, send him to the grave. Then if you also drew in the Self-Destruct Button, which is very likely, you could have also then activated Self-Destruct Button at that point, which would have been amazing. But, see that little thing right there? Yeah, that little circle with the red slash through it? Yeah, that means he's banned and he's not legal, so you can't use him, unfortunately. But, is this deck fun? I mean, I don't like to lose, but technically I'm not losing. Every single time it says draw a game. But, I mean, it was kind of cool to experiment with. I think that if you make this deck in real life, people will punch you in the fucking face if you try to go to their locals tournament. They'll take a picture of you, put it on the wall of shame, and carry a baseball bat with them at all times if you ever try to come back to the facility. Like, honestly. If I saw you at my locals tournament trying to run this deck, oh my god, boy, I'd be like, hey, don't you have a bridge that you need to be back under? Fucking troll. Yeah, I wouldn't let you in. That's for damn sure. But, yeah, so, I mean, I guess this would be just against friends. Hopefully these friends are people you know really well, and they don't get upset easily, because I guarantee you this will upset them. Although, this deck is pretty fast, so actually it might not, because, I mean, in 2 turns, usually I set off the button. I set off the tactical nuke. But yeah, so anyway, let's go into the actual deck. How about that? 3 blue eyes. Why? Because I've got 3 trade-ins. It's the typical dragon draw. So you've got the 3 blue eyes and the 1 blue eyes Toon Dragon. Why? Because Toon Table of Contents is there to filter your deck, get rid of 3 cards essentially, and then eventually add the blue eyes Toon to your hand. So you've got 4 targets for trade-in, and you've got 4 targets for cards of consonance. You've got your 2 Flamvell Guards, your 2 normal dragons that you can search with Dark Factory, just like your blue eyes can search with Dark Factory. And you've also got your 2 white stones, which are targets for cards of consonance, but not for Dark Factory. But it's okay, because white stone's pretty good about being able to add a white or a blue eyes white dragon from your deck to your hand. So it's a +1, essentially, which is really good. And it doesn't even have to be discarded. It could be set, and they attack your white stone, and then it happens. Then you still get a blue eyes. So it's really good about that. Now, you might be asking yourself, why the fuck do I have 3 Claymen? Well, actually, there's 3 reasons why I have 3 Claymen. First of all, he's got a pretty good defense. That's not the reason, though. He's a target for Dark Factory Mass Production, which is good, because he's normal. He's also then a target for White Elephant's Gift. Because remember, you might remember that I ran 1 White Elephant's Gift in my Exodia deck, because I'm only allowed to normal summon once per turn, right? So if I had a piece of Exodia that's just sitting in my hand and I can't do anything with it, I would summon it, sack it, draw 2 cards, essentially. And this type of deck, remember, Self-Destruct Button does have 2 critical criteria that you have to follow. First of all, your life points have to be lower than your opponent's, right? But the second one is, it has to be a specific amount below your opponent's. It has to be exactly 7,000 or more. Okay, I shouldn't say exactly 7,000 or more. It has to be 7,000 or more below it, right? So that's the other reason why I have Clayman in here, because I do run A Hero Lives. And A Hero, it's actually quite crazy. Hold on, pay half. There aren't that many cards that actually make you pay half of your life points. I mean, like, not the monsters. Who cares about them? I'm talking about, okay, they're actually... Yeah, Solemn Judgment, you obviously know that one. Return from a Different Dimension. And, Dark Magic Curtain and Hero Lives were the only... They're the only spells that you have to pay half your life points to activate. And there's actually more traps than there are spells that require you to pay half your life points. But there aren't that many. I was surprised. So I actually have to run A Hero Lives. It's really good. I'll get into it in a second. But that's the reason why I have Clayman. Normal summon 1 of the Claymen, sack it for White Elephant's Gift. Special summon the other 2 Claymen, sack it for the other 2 White Elephant Gifts. Now, notice that this is a special summon card, so immediately that rules Pot of Duality out of the question, which is one of the cards that I do run in my Exodia deck. So, I found that out the hard way. I tried to activate it, and I was like, huh? What the fuck? Yeah, it wouldn't activate. Anyway, so I've got Card Car, just because I needed 40 cards in here, and adding the third... Trust me, do not say add a 3rd Dark Factory Mass Production. I tried that. It was a dead draw. Card Car is not a dead draw. If you haven't used your normal summon this turn to summon the Clayman, then you can normal summon him, draw 2 cards, and then your turn ends, etc. He's a good last resort type thing, and you can always get rid of him with hand destruction if necessary, or card destruction, I suppose. It's not bad, but that's the reason why he's in here. Now, A Hero Lives. I don't know why this is at 2. I guess it's because you only have to pay half your life points rather than a certain amount of life points, like Solemn Warning, for instance, 2,000. So if you've got less than 2,000 life points, you can't activate Solemn Warning, but you could activate Solemn Judgment. So yeah, it has to be a level 4 lower elemental hero monster from my deck. From my deck. Not from my hand, from my deck. Which means, if I've got a Hero Lives and a White Elephant's Gift, activate a Hero Lives, special summon the Clayman from my deck, activate White Elephant's Gift, and you draw 2 cards. So, you use up 2 cards that's in your hand, and you draw 2 cards. So that's a +0 essentially, right? Which isn't bad, I suppose. I mean, it's essentially like if you had a trade-in and a dragon in your hand, it would also be a +0. So it's not like you're going neg with a hand destruction or a Dark World Dealings. Also, I don't run Dark World Dealings because Dark Worlds are a deck and they're annoying. People who run them should die, pretty much. Anyway, so I do have 2 a Hero Lives. First of all, 2 is the perfect number. I wouldn't run more than 2. I wouldn't run less than 2. So it just happened to be, it was very serendipitous that it's semi-limited. But it's because 1 normal summon, 2 special summons, and you can always put him back in your deck if necessary with Pot of Avarice if you've got a Hero Lives that you need to activate. Because it won't let you activate a Hero Lives if you've got no more Clayman in your deck. And this is the main way that I cut my life points down. Because think about it, I activate 2 of them, my life points are now at 2,000, my opponents are at 8,000, so I just need to activate 1 Upstart Goblin and bam, the conditions are met for Self-Destruct Button. So I already talked about White Elephant's Gift. It's pretty good. It's a 25-cent card. This deck is cheap as shit. Honestly, I don't know how much a Hero Lives is. It can't be that much. But this deck doesn't win, so just keep that in mind. This deck only draws every time. It makes you tie, essentially. 1 Day of Peace. Why? Because I would run 3 if I could. It's good. Plus, I mean, it's a +0, yeah, but who cares? It gives you an extra draw, plus you take no damage. Trade-in, I've already talked about trade-in. Cards of Constance, I've already talked about Cards of Constance. Pot of Avarice, it's to help recycle your dragons so you can keep drawing into them, or your Clayman to put them back in the deck and whatnot. Plus you get a +1 from that. 3 Upstart Goblins, this is actually a really good card because it does exactly what you want. It gives your opponents life points, as well as it helps filter your deck by keep drawing cards and whatnot. Card destruction, because we all end up with dead hands at some point. Get rid of that shit and draw, you know, good stuff, hopefully. Yeah. So that's the reason why it's limited to 1, otherwise I'd run 3 of these bad boys. Because really all I'm looking for is, as soon as that guy's life points are up to a substantial amount, all I'm looking for is Self-Destruct Button. Set it, end my turn. Swear to God he doesn't activate a Night Beam or else I'm going to do something crazy. And then just, you know, chain it to anything that he tries to activate, pretty much. 3 Tune Table of Contents, already talked about the filtering effect. 2 Dark Factories. It's good because, as you saw in my Exodia deck, usually what it was doing was either bringing... It still brings back dragons in this deck, but it was also bringing back pieces of Exodia in my Exodia deck. But in this one, I mean, I rarely ever bring back a Clayman unless I have to, because it's the only other... I only have 2 normal monsters, like it's a Blue Eyes and a Clayman, so I have to bring back the Clayman. But you can always discard him for hand destruction or something like that. So it's all good. Magical Stone Excavation, I ran this in my Exodia deck. I would still run it in this deck. It's really good. It helps with, at any time you need a spell, mainly like the Cards of Consonance or the trade-ins that are in your deck or in your graveyard and you need to bring them back. It's really good. You can discard maybe you already used up your normal summon and you've got a useless Clayman in your hand. Just discard it for that, you know? You've got a useless Tune Table of Contents in your hand. Discard it for that. Now, the only thing is, remember in the Exodia, Magical Stone Excavation was a discard of your dragons, so it counted towards Super Juve. I don't have Super Juve in this one, so just pay attention about that. Hand Destruction, because it's better than Dark World Dealings in my opinion. It gives you a 2-card. It gives you a 2-card opportunity to like ditch and draw, rather than Dark World Dealings, which is, you know, you get 1, you lose 1. Actually, you lose 2 technically because you played the Dark World Dealings. But I'm not getting into that. And then finally, the Pire de Resistance, or however the fuck they say it in French, the Self-Destruct Button. This is the baby that makes shit happen. 1 trap card. That's all you need. And really, like I told you, there are 2 ways that you can do it to where you have a difference of 7,000. You activate 1 Hero Lives and 3 Upstarts That's 11,000 versus 4,000. That works. Or activate 2 hero lives and just 1 upstart. That's 2,000 versus 9,000, and that also works. Do not try the Life Equalizer Blast in the Ruins combo. It just will not turn out prettily, if that's even a fucking word. It will not be pretty. That much I can guarantee you. Don't try to win with this deck. Just troll with it, for the love of all God. Anyway, so now let's actually get into some duels. How about that? Because I know you people actually want to see this in effect. So what I did was I had a couple duel. Whoops! I just went back to where I was. I actually did this against Jarvis because if you ever are trying to find out whether or not this deck is actually going to be good, then you need to test it out against an AI, because essentially you're trying to do it as fast as possible. So technically it wouldn't matter who you're facing, because I mean, you're just going to beat them. They can't activate anything. Like, I guess they could activate a Solemn Warning. Who would Solemn Warning a Clayman? I don't know. But anyway, so first things first, you always evaluate your hand, right? So this was the first duel that I tried out with it. Make sure you're at 40 cards. And I should have put a Shooting Quasar Dragon in my extra deck, you know, just for good luck. It's always good to have him, you know, waving at you from the sky. Anyway, so first things first, you've got Toon Table of Contents, then you better bust that baby out, start filtering your deck. So that's exactly what I do. Okay, so now you've got your Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Now, you activated 1 Day of Peace, that's always good, you draw a free card. But, well actually, let's see what I draw from that. Okay, it wasn't what I was hoping for. Now you've got Cards of Constance, which works on Flammable Guard, and Trade-In, which works on Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Also, you've got a Hero's Live, or Hero Lives, rather. It's always a debate between should I activate it now or hold on to it so I can hand destruct. Because if you activate it now, you filter your deck from 1 Clayman. And then maybe you'll draw into a White Elephant's Gift. Because remember, you have 3 of them. But it's really up to you. I don't remember what I do in this one necessarily. Oh, now I get the White Stone of whatever. Activate Trade-In, draw 2 cards. Oh, here we go. So Cards of Consonance. Send White Stone of Legend, and then you'll get a Blue Eyes. So it's a free +1 like I've been telling you all along. Oh, and I've got a Trade-In, baby. Oh, yeah! So that's always good. Now I just go ahead and activate a Hero Lives so I can filter my deck. Summon a Clayman, so that was a special summon. Now I'm going to discard. I guess I would choose one of the dragons, because you need to put another normal monster. Well, actually, oh, okay, I've already got 2 normal monsters in it. Then it wouldn't really matter. One of the hand destructions, since I've got 3 hand destructions in this deck instead of 2 like my Exodia deck, I could possibly discard one of the hand destructions. So yeah, actually that's what I did. And then I just Dark Factory. To be honest, I actually messed up there. As you can probably tell, I got a Trade-In and I didn't have a Blue Eyes. I thought that there was a Cards of Consonance in my graveyard. Always make sure you check your graveyard before you try pulling a stupid stunt like me. But yeah, so it turned out it didn't really matter. Oh, yeah, so this was back when I was running this shitty card, because I thought that I needed more than just a Hero Lives and Upstart Goblin to, like, down my life points. This is a dead card in my hand right now. So don't do that, essentially. So yeah, now I've got another Cards of Consonance. Wait, I do have Cards of Consonance in there. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably high half the time. Anyway, so yeah, so I get another Blue Eyes to my hand because of that. So activate probably Dark Fight. Yeah, so that way I can activate another hand destruction. Because right now it's looking pretty bleak, pretty grim. And so hand destruct, please, come on, give me something good, give me something good. Yes! So I got a Trade-In. So let's draw 2 more cards, give me something good. Yes! Alright. Activate White Elephant's Gift. Perfect. Oh, another White Elephant's Gift. Guess what? I haven't used my normal summon yet this turn. Actually, how many Claymen are in my grave? Just 1? So actually what I would do if possible, yeah, go ahead and I would activate a second Hero Lives and activate a White Elephant's Gift on that, because you want to filter your deck rather than waste your normal summon if possible. But let's see what happens. Okay, and that's exactly what I do, thank God. White Elephant's Gift, come on, give me 2 good cards. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Because here's what's going to happen. First of all, Pot of Duality. This is back when I was also running Pot of Duality, and I told you I learned the hard way. Yeah, Pot of Duality can't fucking activate. I already special summoned this turn. So that's the reason why you saw in my deck list I wasn't running the Pot of Duality. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to try to put back as many tuners from my graveyard back into my deck, so that way I can draw them with Pot of Avarice. So, how many tuners do I have in my grave? Well, I think all 4 of them, actually. Okay, yeah, I do. And then just Clayman. So, hopefully I draw a tuner. I do. Perfect. Actually, instead of a Clayman, in the future, what you might want to activate or send back is a Blue Eyes along with the White Stones. Because just like our Cards of Consonance did my White Stone, I would then immediately get a Blue Eyes from my deck to my hand. And that would filter it even further, so it could be possibly good. Okay, notice my life point difference right now. It's 2,000 versus 9,000. So what am I going to do? Set my Self-Destruct button, end my turn, let him activate his shit, and bitch, take it to the face, Jarvis. Draw game. So you want a quick draw deck? Ha! That was a quick draw game, right? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, this is a quick draw deck. Quickly makes you have a draw with your opponent. So yeah, that was the first time I did it. Called it I did it, buddy. Second time I did it against Jarvis because I wanted to test the consistency of my new version of my deck, right? Because I took out that shitty star card and also took out Pot of Duality. So I just wanted to see if it could still keep up with what I was hoping. And I believe it does, obviously, because I kept this fucking game. So let's see. I don't think I FT... or... Can you consider that an FTK? I mean, technically I had to wait till my opponent's turn before I could activate it. But I had all the things that I needed in my hand. Who cares, honestly. At this point, it doesn't matter. And that's actually a pretty good draw. So now I can Cards of Constance again. And get another +1! And I've got a trade-in, which is pretty good. So what I'm really looking for is like a Clayman or a Hero Lives. That way I can start activating some of my White Elephant's gifts. So that would be pretty good, right? Yeah. Oh my... Are you kidding me? Look at this. That is... very noise bueno. Although I can do a Magical Stone activation for a trade-in if I wanted to, which I do. So yeah, trade it in. Okay, there's a Hero Lives now. That's good. Activate White Elephant's Gift. However, I discarded all of my dragons, which is bad. I should have done one of the White Elephant's Gifts and kept one of the Blue Eyes. But you know, in hindsight, you know, your hindsight's 20/20, so. You can only do so much. Now I can normal summon Wild Elephant's Gift again. There you go. Now, okay, here we go. That's actually good. Dark Factory. Give me that shit, bitch. Give me that shit. Trade it in. Trade it in. Okay, there we go. So I've got Self-Destruct Button. Now we only have a difference of 6,000 right now, right? Now I need to up that shit up, right? So actually, what you could do, if you wanted to, you can do Magical Stone Excavation. Bring that a Hero Lives from your graveyard back to your hand, activate it again. That would be a difference of 8,000 life points. Set Self-Destruct Button and do that. I don't think I do that though. No, actually I don't. I don't know what I was thinking, but let's find out what I do. Magical Stone Excavation 4. Oh, okay, I actually do. Activate a Hero Lives. Set Self-Destruct Button. Apparently I still do that for shits and giggles, I suppose. I didn't need those extra 2 cards, but... Okay, summon something. Oh, okay, well actually he didn't... Yeah, unfortunately you can't chain cards to a set summon, which is weird because it's still a summon. But anyway, yeah, so I had to wait till my turn. Yeah, main phase 1, I think I'm going to activate that bitch, yeah. So, there you go, pretty much. They both drop immediately to 0. And that's how you run it, pretty much. I mean, how many times have I fucking said pretty much? Pretty much 5 times, I don't know. Anyway, so that's how you do it with that, and this is my most recent one, where... Wait. Oh, I have 4 games! Okay, this was my last one. No. Hold on. Best... Okay, draw game... Okay. This is the one against Jarvis. Okay, this is my third game against Jarvis. So you might be like, duel real person. I mean, first of all, real people get angry at you when you duel them. I have dueled someone, don't worry. But first I wanted to show you, because this was my final form. The form that I showed you in my deck construction, this is that form. Because notice I didn't have a card in my just most recent replay. The first one was completely different. My second one was a little bit different. This one is completely the same. So everything in here is what you saw in the deck instruction. And I was just making sure that this version worked out as I expected it, and it did, which was perfect. So first things first, I'd probably summon a Clayman, draw 2 cards. It's not the best hand in the world. In fact, I'm card destructing right fucking now, because that was a terrible hand. Okay, so wait, did it? Oh shit, hold on. Was Blue Eyes Toon Dragon in there? Okay, no, it was just that. So then, Toon Table for whatchamacallit. Yeah. And then that filtered your deck. Now you can activate the trade-in on your Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is good. Activate Upstart. And now you can use Dark Factory of Mass Production, bring that Flame Veil back, and probably Blue Eyes. Yep, Blue Eyes. Bring them back, cards of consonants. The other thing that I really like about Dark Factory is it's a +1. So that's really good. It helps keep your hand size up. Obviously, I'm going to activate a 1 Day of Peace. Of course, a hero lives first, evidently. Because I need to get my life points down. That is the one thing that you have to remember, is you have to get your life points down. So, yeah. So there are a couple things that I could do. I could Magical Stone Excavation for a White Elephant's Gift, or I could Hand Destruct and hope that I draw into a White Elephant's Gift. Either way, you're going to go a -1, so it doesn't matter. So that's actually what I end up doing. Oh, I do it for a trade-in, apparently. I guess that's okay. Yeah, it actually turns out that it's alright because I do have Dark Factory, so I can bring back a Blue Eyes. Well, that was kind of lucky, I suppose, but... Well, I mean, you know, honestly, what duel doesn't have luck that's somewhat involved in it, right? Yeah. Alright, perfect. White Elephant's Gift. Bitch! Okay, so the difference is 7,000 right now. I've got 4,000, he's got 11,000, so what do I have to do? I mean, for some reason I put all that back, but, I mean, you wouldn't have to. You could just set Self-Destruct button and end your turn like I did. But I guess I wanted to look cool going out, you know. Yeah, I have 6 cards in my hand or something. I don't know. Vanity. So yeah, chain, bitch, die. So there you go. That's a draw game. That's how it works. I mean, I guess this looks like a pretty cool deck, but just remember, you don't win with it. You draw. Draw! Out of a ton! Draw! Anyway. Oh, God, man. Okay, so this is not too bad of a hand. This guy was running Black Wings. I think this guy was... he had a really slow connection because he was taking forever to do some of his shit. Look at him! He's running a 43-card deck. Obviously, that means he's going to lose, right? Nah, but anyway. Oh, yeah, fucking Kalut. Thank God I was running a troll deck against him. I hate Kalut! Kalut can go die in the shadows for all I care. Oh, look, Kalut, the moonlight shadow, yeah. So anyway, first things first, okay? So, Toon Table of Contents, get that Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Then, trade in. You could trade in both of them if you wanted to, for 2 cards. Oh, baby! Give me those. I'll take those, in fact. 1 Day of Peace, of course. And actually, what I end up doing is I card destruct one of my dragons and the other hand, or I hand destruct one of my dragons and the other hand destruction, because I don't want card to make me have to discard cards, because it gives you card gives you a +1. That would put me at 7, and I would have to discard 1 for hand size limit. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Upstart, and I can't really do anything yet. So I'm protected because of 1 Day of Peace, and so I'll just card away! So that's actually pretty good, so I can activate cards consonants next turn. Now, I didn't set Self-Destruct button because, for the love of God, if he had MST'd my Self-Destruct button, not only would I have punched my computer screen, but that would have been bad, yeah. So, thankfully he doesn't set Mystical Space Typhoon. Otherwise he could have chained it to me ending my turn, and that would have been really bad. So anyway, first things first, cards of consonants, even though all 3 of my Blue Eyes are already in the grave. I had sort of forgotten that. Anyway, so normal summon Clayman, White Elephant's Gift, gifted away. Perfect, a hero lives. Let's start downing my life points, shall we? And that puts a Clayman on the field, so that way I can activate, yep, White Elephant's Gift. Draw another 2 cards. Perfect. Okay, so right now I have a 5,000 life point difference, right? Okay. Trade in, so I can draw another 2 cards. Activate Upstart Goblin. A hero lives, so just activate a hero lives. Set Self-Destruct button. And end your turn, because now your life point difference is 8,000. He tries to MST it, which is fine. Bitch! Tricked you! Yeah, get raped. So there you go. There you go. That's pretty much how you run this deck. I mean, it's if you're used to running my Exodia deck, just think of that, except you're not going to win. So there you go. I keep saying you're not going to win a lot. But this is a deck that probably costs... Let me go back to the deck edit real quickly. This deck probably costs you, because you don't even have Super Juve in here anymore, and Super Juves, 3 Super Juves probably cost you around 15 bucks these days. Trade-in is a $4 card, though, so that is kind of expensive. I'd say that this is probably a $50 deck. Yeah, I could probably say that. But I honestly don't know. It looks like it would be around a $50 or $60 deck. I don't know how much a Hero Lives is. I don't know if Blue Eyes have gone up in cost since the Structure deck came out. I would think it would have gone down, but now Blue Eyes decks have become a little more popular. I've run into one excuse me, not a Blue-Eyed Burp, but a Blue-Eyed Maiden deck. I've run into one of those before. Card went down in price. Toon Table Contents is still at like $3 for some reason. I guess because of Exodia people. Hand Destruction still at about $3. Self-Destruct Button is like a penny. Like, who fucking runs this card? I don't. Well, I mean, I do, but not for long. Pot of Avarice is like a $5 card now. It's been reprinted so many times, like, Jesus Christ. Cards of Constance is like a $3 card. Upstarts just buy the cheap versions, and Wild Elephant's Gifted is a 25-cent card. So yeah, this is a very doable deck. Go troll your friends, my friends. By that, I mean don't troll me, troll your other friends. There you go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Maybe you'll use it, maybe you won't. I don't really care. But yeah, I'll talk to you in the future. See ya! Yeah, they see me trolling. That's why they're hating. Because I just blew their bitch ass up with Self-Destruct Button. Get raped! Okay, anyway, I'm done. See ya.